This season of The Rookie, I've been disturbed by one significant plot flaw. In order to target her ex-husband Jason Wyler, Steve Kazee, Bailey Nune, Jenna Dewan, teams up with professional hitman Malvado, Jimmy Gonzales. After defeating Jason in episode 5, he manages to dodge the cops and make his getaway. Now that the season is well underway, I've been wondering if the writers of The Rookie will ever return to Bailey's participation in this offense. I did get my dream in episode 14, but it wasn't as fulfilling as I had hoped. Additionally, Celina Juarez, Lisseth Chavez, and Lucy Chen, Melissa O'Neill, work on a case that triggers a lot of Celina's previous trauma, and has been giving me a lot of nightmare fuel for a while. At the start of the episode, Tim Bradford, Eric Winter, discovers that he has been added to a dark web hitman-for-hire website. The place, which is essentially teeming with assassins, is investigated by the squad. They bring in Laura Stenson, Britt Robertson, from Rookie, feds to help them notify the targets on the list that their lives are in jeopardy. They come across Malvado, who has been utilizing the website to find employment, while pursuing him. After a furious pursuit, the squad finds him at a golf club, where his next target is. Malvado targets Tim and John Nolan, played by Nathan Fillion. Given Malvado's obvious prowess in battle, it appears that Nolan and Tim will lose until Angela, Alyssa Diaz, shows up just in time to shoot Malvado in the chest. I'm disappointed that this is actually the end of this fascinating assassin, even though this sequence was entertaining to see. We never really had the opportunity to find out more about him, and it would have seemed like a much more interesting plot point if he had made another attempt to get in touch with Bailey, perhaps through blackmail. Now that no one is pursuing Bailey, he is officially off the hook. Nolan was the only one who was aware of her relationship with Malvado, and I'm a little disappointed that she won't face any serious repercussions for her dark side. Fortunately, the FBI now controls this dark website, allowing them to apprehend a lot more criminals. But the issue still stands. Will we ever know who added Tim's name to the list? Lucy is a particularly relatable queen because her plot in episode 14 begins with her listening to a true crime podcast. When she finds out that the podcast will be discussing Celina's sister Blanca's kidnapping and murder, which was covered in season 5, she is shocked. Celina claims that Heather is a vulture and is furious that the podcaster is looking into, or rather taking advantage of, her sister's predicament. Although Celina manages to stop her mother from doing an in-depth interview, she subsequently explains why she is hesitant about the podcast. She admits to Lucy that she finds it hard to comprehend the appeal of the true crime genre, and Lucy understands that it's not always easy to distinguish between entertainment and exploitation. This is a thought-provoking discussion of a pertinent topic that I didn't anticipate from a show that usually incorporates a lot of humor into its episodes. A young woman named Aubrey, Destiny Hernandez, approaches Lucy and Celina as they are about to confront Heather at the start of the episode and requests assistance. Aria Julia Rose, her 21-year-old pregnant sister, has vanished. This storyline contains a few red herrings. The girl's disappearance isn't caused by her domineering family or lover. Then, as Lucy and Celina pursue a lead, the case takes a turn for the better. That a woman named Greta, who resembled Mother Teresa, had offered Aria a room. Greta claims she has no idea what happened to Aria, but Lucy and Celina are aware that she is lying. As it happens, Greta has Aria confined in her basement and has actually accepted Aria's baby as her own. Greta nearly stabs the infant in a horrifying moment while uttering the enigmatic words, "The ties that bind us must be cut." I apologize, but that is among the most eerie things I have seen on this show. After attacking Celina and kicking her down the basement stairs, Lucy shoots Greta to put an end to the altercation. Greta lives and the baby and Aria are fine, but Lucy and Celina are obviously rattled by the experience. Celina shuts Heather out of her podcast because she is still grieving over her sister, which is a natural thread for her character. In a heartbreaking statement, she claims that since she always has Blanca with her, she doesn't need to pay tribute to her memory by telling their story. I adored this rebuttal given to a woman who never shown the slightest empathy for Celina's suffering. I'm relieved that episode 14 also has some of the more ridiculous plotlines because I've been kind of reeling from the homicidal infant kidnapping scenario. As the Los Angeles Police Department prepares for its flag football matchup with the Los Angeles Fire Department, Miles Penn, Derek Augustine, is assigned to produce new training videos for the department. Miles is first hesitant to return to his football roots, but he eventually strikes a deal with Tim, who agrees to play a key role in the training videos, and Miles returns to the field. As the episode comes to a close, the major competition is intensifying, but the LAPD team triumphs, of course, thanks to a cameo by Cooper Manning as their coach. The police reform meeting is the subject of yet another small side story, but considering the low attendance at one of their events, it doesn't appear to be doing very well. Before the season concludes, hopefully, the show will be able to provide a more thorough tale regarding this. "That girl is the best thing that ever happened to you," Angela says in one scene, reminding Tim of how fortunate he should be to have Lucy in his life. Angela preach. The lack of significant development in the Chen-Ford relationship is one of episode 14's drawbacks, and I must admit that Bailey's incessant promotion of Amazon Prime and its lightning-fast delivery made me want to yell at the screen,